Hey guys, this is Jesse here with Texas Bushcraft. I'm out at the island. It is August 30th, I believe. I'm just out here, I guess just for an overnighter. It's going to be real hot today. And I wanted to get out here before, well, it's Labor Day weekend, so that's part of the reason I got Monday off. Come out here for a day, have Monday to just relax with the family. So I came out here today just to kind of check on things, see how everything was. I'm set up at the gathering spot. Some of you may remember this area. Got my hammock and my tarp set up already. Didn't want to bore you with that. You guys seen that enough. I'm just gonna take it real easy. I brought tons of water. It's gonna be 102 today, and I brought, I think, what, 6 liters of water. About. I got a 3-liter bladder, a 2-liter bladder, and almost a liter canteen, 32 ounces. I'm not sure how many liters that is or what, but I know my body. I know how much I sweat and how easily I get dehydrated. So I would rather have 80% of the weight of my pack be water and not dehydrate than 50% and me having a headache and being sore and aches everywhere. But anyway, I'm just gonna be out here relaxing. I brought a book. Once as soon as it starts getting crazy hot, I'm gonna lay underneath this hammock and start reading. There are some things I want to talk about, though, about personal space in general, I guess. I don't have a private personal space that I can go to. I mean, I have a buddy's house that I can go to, but I don't want to bother him all the time going out there. But so I come out here to the island, which is public land. It's a navigable waterway area. The river splits around this. But anyway, I come up here about 80% of the time. There's tons of trees. It's a nice place. Where you've been out here, I mean, you've seen it before. You understand. But I came out here today, and it's been a while since I've been out here. The last time I was out here was May for the gathering, and I kind of took a break since then. But anyway, I came out here, and this was made. I'm not sure who made it. I think it may be a bed of some sort. It's kind of short, so I don't know if the short person actually made this, or perhaps it's not a bed. But I know I wouldn't be able to fit on that. So it's only about 5, maybe 4.5 feet, maybe. But it's cool. It's definitely a good bench. I know that much. Well, besides the logs not being secure, but that's not a big deal. So hopefully the tractor in the background isn't too noisy for you guys, and there's not that much wind, so that shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, I came out here. This was made, but I mean that's cool. I like it to see new bushcrafty things made out here, or that means that people are coming out here utilizing time and space to further their skills, to make their skills better, which is awesome. But I also came out here, and there's a fire about 7 feet away from me that has some trash in it, and that's really kind of irks me, because I mean I'm sure I guess people just don't understand. I mean, us in the bushcraft community, we leave it as you came, take what you brought. So I mean there was a ridge line up, a paracord, which I'm okay with. I used it. Matter of fact, I mean that's just one more length of cordage I don't have to use, which is awesome. But there's stuff like there's 3 cans, like there's a beer can, some aluminum, looks like some clothing or something like that I'm gonna haul out of here when I leave. There's also a chair that you can't see right behind you. It's like one of those beach chairs or whatever. It's all tore up. It just kind of irks me, and I just want people to take in consideration of the other people that come out and enjoy the area as well. I mean, a lot of people don't really understand that. They take advantage of the private, or not the private, the public area, and it just I guess I'm kind of ranting here now, but it seems like it would be more of a hassle to bring out 6 full uh, bottle cans of, soda or something. It would be more of a hassle to bring out 6 cans of full soda than it would be to take out 6 cans of empty soda. So it seems like people are willing to haul more weight and more, things in than to carry out, which doesn't make sense to me. Which leaves me to take out their trash. But I've got a trash bag. I'm gonna throw this trash in. There's a couple other things, but I came up here. That's the end of my rant, by the way. I came up here and it looked completely foreign to me. The last time I was here, everything was green, everything was wet. But I came up here, everything's, I don't know how well you can see, but everything's dead. Everything out here is dead. Which, it makes sense. It's the middle of summer. Well, it's still the middle of summer here in Texas. We still got a couple months before it starts getting real cool. But anyway, I came out here, everything is dead. And where the gathering was, which is right here, everything is like trampled down. You can see all the paths that we've taken from like campsite, or not campsites, from like hammock to hammock, back and forth. And that just tells me how much of an impact people can have in such a small period of time. I was out here for 3 days, Friday morning until Sunday afternoon. And between Friday and Sunday, there were, I want to say 18 people out here. I think, I might be wrong on this, but I think 9 people stayed the night Saturday, and I think 5 or 6 stayed the night Friday. I'm not exactly sure on that number. But in 3 days, this area and practically game trails that we cut in, 72 hours. And I think that's insane how fast we can change an area for us, for our liking, without even, doing it on purpose. But we left here and we took everything with us. I found a few links of paracord on the ground, but that's about it. And like a strap for a bedroll, which I believe is actually mine. But I came out here, and I'm getting off track here. It's kind of what I do. But I came out here, and the semi-permanent shelter that I made over a year, almost 2 years ago, that I'll put a link in the description, check it out, is the tree that was behind it has fallen, and it fell directly in the path of that shelter. I'll show it to you here in a second. And it's crazy, because if we hadn't moved camp here, then this area wouldn't have been trampled down. There'd be grass everywhere. If we would have went over there, it'd been more likely that the people who left the mess and made this bench or bed or whatever would be over there, because it'd been more accessible. It would have been cleared out already, which means I don't know when that fell, but that's highly dangerous, because that tree was dead as a doornail. It's been that way for years, you can tell. There's no limbs left on it, it's so dead. But I'll show you that here in a second. So there is the semi-permanent shelter. This is the tree that I was talking about. It's where it broke, and this is where it landed. This was normally the spot that I came to, in this area here, which I'm glad has moved because of this predicament here. And I've actually slept right here in between these 2 trees multiple times. And what I believe happened was this limb here fell off first. As you can see, if there's a trail leading in between it, or leading underneath it, that it fell onto, which I think would happen. this is all speculation, is that this limb fell off first, and then I guess disaster occurred because it was the weight, I guess, was distributed badly, and it probably started swaying or something of the sort, and it fell. Which is crazy, like I said, because I've been here multiple times. So I guess what I'm saying is be careful. Pick your spots wisely, because that could happen. So I'm gonna get back. It's starting to get pretty warm. I'm gonna get hydrated, probably snack a little bit, and I'll get back to you. It is probably 1 o'clock or so. I'm sitting in my hammock because it's incredibly hot out here. Probably gonna be doing this for the next few hours, because honestly I really don't have anything pressing that I need to get done. So I'm kind of just gonna take it easy. There's a little bit of breeze coming in right now. That's why I got this tarp set up so high, in order to get as much breeze in here as possible. But I guess I'm just gonna hang out. I was reading a little bit, got tired. I closed my eyes for just a little while. Didn't really sleep none, but I got my water bladder sitting right next to me here, just steadily sipping on it. But it's pretty warm out here. I guess that's one of the differences here in Texas, and one of the things that separates us from a lot of the other bushcraft areas, like eastern woodlands, for instance. It can get hot up there, but you're not really looking at months of 102-degree temperatures up there. And the resources are a lot different up there than they are here. For instance, pine, a huge resource up there, tons of uses up there. We don't really have that, at least in my area. There are the piney woods in the east, and East Texas. But here we've got pretty much the only thing that can substitute for it is juniper, or as most Texans we call it cedar, even though it's technically not cedar. We can use the bark for tinder. The wood makes decent bow drill or friction fires. And the berries can actually be used as flavoring, or I believe it's also an insect repellent. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe I've read that. But because of the lack of resources and the different environment, mainly 110 degrees easy pretty much every summer. I think last year or maybe the year before we had, I want to say 60 or 90 days of consecutive 3-digit temperatures, 100-degree temperatures, which is, it's as sad as it is, it's pretty regular for Texas to be, 30 to 60 days of 100-degree temperatures. And during that time, a lot of people that do what we do, kind of, in Texas anyway, in the surrounding states, especially Arizona and Mexico, where it's just as hot, and parts of Louisiana, we kind of steer clear from the outdoors during these times because it's so incredibly hot. It's the same concept as up north, where a lot of people probably don't go out near as much during the winter because it's so crazy cold. And the more extreme the environment, the less likely you're going to want to go out, which makes perfect sense. Which brings me to another point of water for Texas, in particular Central Texas where I live. It is hot 102 degrees today, like I said. And so I'm going to bring as much water as possible. And I've heard other people on YouTube say that I never bring water because I can just go to the stream and, boil some water or disinfect some water or something like that. But to me, that won't work. It would take more, I would expend more of the water inside of me processing water for me to drink than I would carrying, you know, 10 pounds of water with me. For instance, I'm gonna get dehydrated walking down to the river, filling up my 32-ounce canteen, coming up here, boiling it, 10 minutes of boiling, starting the fire. It's already 100 degrees outside. I don't want to start a fire in 100 degrees. If it was a survival situation, of course, I mean, that's your only option, is to do that. Actually, to be completely honest, I would probably just drink the water straight out of the river if I absolutely needed hydration and it was a life or death situation. But when it comes to this, I came out here to relax, read a book, maybe make a few videos, hang out, probably an overnighter. I'm going to bring, in a situation like this, as much water as possible. I don't want to be taking trips to the river every 15 minutes to refill my canteen to boil some water to make it, potable. That just seems counterproductive. I would be losing more water getting the water that I need. I wouldn't be able to keep up with my dehydration. So like I said, I got my Camelback sitting right next to me right here with my 2-liter water bladder in it, sitting next to me. I'm relaxing, staying out of the sun, taking drinks every couple minutes or so. I got a 3-liter in my my main pack, and I've got my 32-ounce Pathfinder canteen filled to the brim. And as a matter of fact, I put that canteen overnight in my freezer. I filled it up about a little bit more than 3/4 of the way up, and I froze it, and it's still, practically frozen solid right now. The reason I do that is because I'm preparing in case I do get overheated or extremely dehydrated. Like right now, as I'm talking to you, my lips are really dry. I can tell that I'm not drinking as much as I should. I dehydrate very easily. I actually, it was on the older form. I wish I would have kept that post before I deleted it, but it's too bad. But I went out once and became incredibly dehydrated and nearly had a heat stroke. And from that point on, I kind of knew my limit. I brought 1 canteen of water with me, like a normal military issue canteen. I brought that with me. That was supposed to last me from the hike to where we were going, which is on the side of a river. And it didn't. I made it there. I was beet red. I mean, there's a picture of me. I'll see if I can put it in the video of me just beet red because my skin is trying to get rid of sweat to coat my body so the wind can, evaporation will cool you down. And I didn't have any left. I wasn't even sweating. So I kind of learned my limits there, and am willing to sacrifice weight for hydration. I mean, that is, in my eyes, the most important part of coming out here. Knowing your limits. Knowing what you can and can't take. I don't like the heat. The summer, not a big fan. Give me winter. honestly. I'm in Texas, our winters are pretty mild. We rarely get into the teens, at least where I'm at. And the gear shows it. I've got a wool blanket. It's a military wool blanket, 80-20, 70-30, some percentages like that. And normally, that's about it. That's all I need. You know, a couple layers of clothes, a wool blanket, a fire, you're good to go. It's not like that in a lot of other places. So our gear is, I say our, I mean Texas specifically. Our gear is more geared towards the warmer months. I've got shorts and a shirt on. Summer, most places are gonna have that, but I'm gonna have shorts and a t-shirt on until the end of January probably, because it doesn't get very cold until real late. But anyway, so I just wanted to talk about the heat really and knowing your limits. I suggest that if you want to really understand what you're going to need and what you can take and what you can endure, test yourself. That doesn't mean go out there with no water. That means go out there with plenty of water and see exactly what you need, what you'll go through comfortably. I'm probably going to down all this water before tomorrow if I choose to stay the night. So, I guess that does it. Know yourself, know your limits, know your gear, know what you can and can't bring, know what you're willing to sacrifice in order to be safe. In other words, I'm willing to sacrifice weight, or the lack of weight, I guess, for water in order to keep myself as hydrated as possible. Test yourself, know your limits, and keep track of those limits, and always make sure to carry what you need. The sun has gone down, the heat has subsided a little bit, and I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate the views. And if you want, you can check out our new forum. We moved recently from Forum Motion. We moved to our own dedicated web page. It's the forum is www.forum.txbushcraft.com, and with that we have a website as well. And right now the website is kind of bare. It pretty much just has all the YouTube videos. There's a few articles on there that a member of the forum wrote. If you want to check those out, they're really good and really informative. I really like those. We're going to try to keep articles coming out every month. It's kind of difficult right now. We're kind of in the transition period still trying to get all the bugs worked out. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jesse with Texas Bushcraft, and I'll see you next time.